After accidentally tearing open the street vendor's clothes and seeing the tattoos covering his body, the men collecting protection fees finally realized they had caused huge trouble. The terrifying 9-pattern dragon tattoo belonged to the legendary boss of the Dragon Gate. The daughter could never have imagined that her father, who had just been released from prison, would have any connection to the infamous 9-pattern dragon. She still didn't know that her father was actually the man everyone in the underworld feared. Back then, he fought alone with just a knife to protect his brothers, taking on thousands of enemies by himself. Since then, the named 9-pattern dragon had become something that struck fear throughout the underworld. More than 10 years later, on the day of his release from prison, dozens of luxury cars came to welcome him. The organization he founded had already become the largest group in the area, and all his old brothers were waiting for him to return and lead them again. But he told them he would never return to that life. For all these years, they had looked forward to his return, yet over a decade in prison had worn away all his sharpness. He instructed them to manage the group properly and never allow it to become a breeding ground for criminal forces again before picking up his bag and leaving. As soon as he arrived home, he heard his daughter complaining about him to her mother. His wife noticed he had returned early, but hearing his daughter's words, he didn't get angry. Over the years, he had been afraid of bringing trouble to his wife and daughter, so he told his wife to say he had gone to prison for stealing. Unfortunately, this excuse caused the daughter to suffer ridicule at school, leaving her with no good impression of the father she had never met before. His wife explained that the daughter was in a bad mood because she had an upset stomach. The school cafeteria often used rotten meat, and they had reported it earlier that day. However, they didn't know the cafeteria owner had already discovered who reported him and was preparing to take revenge. Soon after, he set up a food stall outside the school so the students, especially his daughter, could eat safe and clean food. But when the daughter saw him selling food at the school gate, she felt embarrassed. She angrily asked why he came there and complained that he was humiliating her in front of everyone. He didn't get angry because he knew he owed her too much over the years. Calmly, he explained that earning money honestly with one's own hands was nothing to be ashamed of and that the most important thing was that she could finally eat clean food. As he handed out meals, the daughter angrily knocked the food to the ground and shouted that she wouldn't eat food made by an ex-convict. Her classmates mocked her too, saying her father went to prison for stealing and was disgraceful. Ironically, they admired the legendary 9-pattern dragon, who had also gone to prison for over 10 years after fighting thousands of people. Just then, the cafeteria owner arrived with a group of men. They believed the father and daughter intentionally reported the cafeteria while trying to steal business by selling food outside the school. Watching her father being bullied from a distance, the daughter pretended not to care, but deep down she was worried. The father noticed his daughter nearby and didn't dare fight back because he feared she would get dragged into the conflict. He apologized and said he would move his stall somewhere else, but the cafeteria owner clearly came looking for trouble. He ordered his men to smash the stall. Seeing her father humiliated frightened the daughter, yet she still shouted at them not to bully people too far. Her classmates were terrified because anyone who could control a school cafeteria was obviously dangerous, and rumors said the cafeteria owner had connections with the Dragon Gate. Offending him was practically the same as offending the legendary 9-pattern dragon himself. Despite her hesitation, the daughter still stepped forward because no matter what, he was still her father. The cafeteria owner immediately recognized her as the one who reported the cafeteria and ordered his men to seize her. The father panicked and begged them not to hurt his daughter, promising he would leave immediately. But his weakness only made the cafeteria owner more arrogant. He claimed the report had cost him a huge fine and demanded compensation, threatening that otherwise the father would regret it for the rest of his life. The father immediately agreed, but the cafeteria owner suddenly slapped him across the face. That slap struck directly at his heart and shattered his patience completely. He instantly pushed away the men restraining him and threw one of them flying with a single hand. The others rushed toward him together. During the fight, someone accidentally tore open his clothes, revealing the massive 9-pattern dragon tattoo across his body. The moment everyone saw it, they froze in shock because only the real 9-pattern dragon possessed that tattoo.